Welcome to my channel. I'm Gary Wiryawan, and today I just want to quickly talk about my new analog pedal board. Let's go. Today we are going to talk about this guy right here. So this is my new pedal board. However, on this new pedal board, all of the pedals that are featured here are old pedals. I don't buy anything new for this pedal board. They are all previously mine, and I just try to use them and try to find some new sounds out of them. Some of you might already know me as the iPad guitar rig kind of guy who use iPad to replace my effect pedals as well as amplification and cabinet simulation. I will still use my iPad rig, however, I just want to experiment with these pedals and try to come up with new sounds. I don't think I'm going to use this for playing live guitar in the church or anything like that. I still prefer my iPad rig because they are very dialed in, they are very specific when it comes to sound. However, I just want to re-explore the old sounds that I got from these pedals and try to come up with something that is more precise, that is more suited toward my needs, and I try to use this pedal board just for jamming around, for practice, and try to discover new sounds. So when it comes to my personal pedal board, whether it's in the form of an iPad guitar rig or a real pedal board like this, my philosophy stays the same. I need to be very flexible when it comes to sound, so I need to cover a lot of grounds, anything from clean sound, mid-gain sound, all the way up to high-gain sound, so that I can play anything from pop, rock, jazz, funk, even metal. So anything from soft playing all the way up to really hardcore, heavy playing. I need to be able to cover that both in terms of rhythm and lead, and also with variety of ambience and effects, modulation effects, so that I can really be flexible, be very versatile, and be able to play any kinds of song that comes up in my mind. So yeah, now let's dive into the pedals themselves. I'm gonna switch perspective, I'm gonna switch angle so that you can see the pedals better, and I'm going to explain how I use the pedals, how I come up with the sounds, and also a little bit of demoing. So let's go. Alright, so this is my new pedal board. Actually not new pedal board because all of the pedals here are old pedals. So I'm gonna start not with the first pedal on the chain, but with the actual heart of this pedal board. There are two pedals that are very important on this pedal board. First, it's this preamp pedal right here. This is AMT SS-11 tube guitar preamp. So this will replace my amplifier. So it has two channels, clean and drive, and with the drive channel you have another two options. You can use crunch and you can use lead. I'm actually not using the clean channel of this pedal, I'm just using the crunch and the lead. The crunch, I set the gain pretty low, so it turns into almost like a clean kind of sound. And the second pedal that is the heart of this pedal board is this Neunaber Iconoclast pedal right here. So if the AMT is my amplifier, the Iconoclast Neunaber is my speaker, my cabinet simulation. So with this pedal board, I can go directly into PA, I can go directly into mixing board, I can go directly to an interface. I don't have to use an amp, and it's just so versatile. I can use it for recording and live as well. So the first pedal on the chain is actually my MXR Analog Chorus, this pedal right here. And before we go into the MXR Analog Chorus, I just want to demonstrate the clean sound coming out from the crunch channel of the AMT SS-11 by itself, with no other pedal turned on except the noise suppressor. I have this Boss noise suppressor turned on just because everything is a little bit dirty. I'm not using dedicated power supply to keep the cost down. I'm just using regular adapters, and they make a little bit of noise, electrical noise. Anyway, this is just the AMT SS-11 on the crunch channel by itself. So yeah, as you can hear, the sound is pretty clean. It's a little bit almost breaking up. It has a little bit of dirt, but not too much. It's just perfect for me. And I can use it for a lot of different applications. For clean sounds, for playing funk, for playing pop, for playing jazz. I can turn into my neck pickup and reduce the tone up a little bit and something like that. It sounds pretty nice, pretty clean, pretty standard. And from there, I can use the Analog Chorus, the MXR Analog Chorus, and give it a little bit of a wet, lush, modulated, chorusy kind of sound that sounds really nice in my opinion. It really helps to make my guitar sounds thicker and also wetter, a little bit nicer, especially when I combine the analog chorus with delay and reverb. So over here I have the MXR carbon copy delay and also Electro Harmonix Holy Grail reverb pedal. I can turn both on at the same time and get an even wetter kind of sound. So yeah, it's just a really nice sound. I really enjoy this kind of wet, clean sound, arpeggiated kind of sound with the chorus, delay, and reverb. Speaking of the delay, the carbon copy delay, I set it to a straightforward kind of delay sound. So nothing really magical with my setting. Everything is just almost noon with the modulation turned on. And with the reverb, it's just a little bit of reverb, not too much, and I set it to hall reverb. So with the delay just by itself, it sounds like this. So yeah, nothing really special, but the amount of delay is just right, it's just balanced, it's not too overbearing. And also with the reverb just by itself, not too much, just something that doesn't make the note sounds too dry. And combined together, it sounds like this. Okay, so yeah, those are the delay and the reverb. Now the next pedal in my chain after the analog chorus is actually my overdrive. This is the Xotic BB preamp pedal. So this is a very transparent overdrive pedal. It has plenty gain, not really high gain, but mid gain kind of overdrive pedal. And it's also transparent, so it doesn't really color my tone. It's really honest in my opinion. It's not accentuating any sound on the guitar that doesn't really exist. And I set the treble just a little bit down. I set the gain pretty high because I want to get it mid gain. And yeah, with the BB preamp turned on the crunch channel of my AMT SS-11, it sounds like this. That's using my bridge pickup. If I switch to my neck pickup, so yeah, it sounds really nice. When I turn on the reverb and the delay, I can get a little bit of a cleaner overdrive kind of lead tone. So it's kind of bluesy, it's kind of, you know, a rock kind of sound, but not too overdriven. It's not distortion yet, it's still overdrive. And next pedal on my chain is actually my Spark booster. So this is a boost pedal. It's 40 volume jump. So if I want to play lead guitar, if I'm playing guitar solo, if I need to cut through the mix, I can just use the Spark booster pedal right here. So you can hear if it's turned on, it'll make quite a difference. So yeah, as you can hear, quite a volume jump. It doesn't really affect the tone, it's just affecting the volume. And then now back to the AMT SS-11 preamp pedal. So right now we're still in the crunch channel, which sounds like this. So if we switch to the lead channel, it'll give me more gain, almost like the BB preamp. If I switch to my bridge pickup, it's getting more gain. So, So yeah, speaking of overdrive, I have quite a few selections to use. So I can use the lead channel of the AMT SS-11 by itself, and it'll give me plenty enough of mid-gain overdrive sound. So with just the AMT SS-11, it sounds like this. And then also on the crunch channel, I can use my BB preamp to also get that mid-gain kind of sound, which sounds like this. So yeah, both are similar but somewhat different. It's almost like choosing an ice cream. You can choose chocolate, you can choose vanilla. So it just depends on the taste. There's no really right or wrong here. I can just go with the BB on the crunch channel, or I can use just the lead channel of the AMT SS-11 depending on what I want. But speaking of the lead channel of my AMT SS-11, I can also turn on the BB preamp to get to that high gain kind of sound, especially with the bridge pickup of my guitar. I can get really tight high gain, which is really good for rhythm playing if you're playing metal or rock, or also for lead guitar as well. So for rhythm, it'll sound like this. And also I can use the delay, I can use my reverb, and I can also use my spark booster, and I can play some lead. So yeah, really nice, really thick, very high gain, and it's very responsive, it's very percussive. I can do pretty tight syncopation with it as well. Something like that. It's really tight. I can just use it for any kind of application. So yeah, from the AMT SS-11, the signal goes into the carbon copy delay, which we already talked about, and then after that it goes to the Holy Grail reverb, which we also talked about, and then last on the signal chain is my Iconoclast Neunaber pedal. So I can either use this to connect to an external amplifier, or I can connect it to an interface like what I'm doing right now, or I can also use my headphone and plug it in right here to monitor my sound, just my guitar sound without anything else. And I can use this for dialing in the tone of my pedalboard or something like that. It's just very useful. So yeah, those are all the pedals and the sounds that I'm getting from this pedalboard. And now I want to demonstrate a little bit the sound. So I'm going to use these tones, these guitar tones that I'm getting from this pedalboard into songs so that you can hear them in the mix. Let's go. those are all the sounds that I'm getting from my new pedalboard when I use them in songs. And that wraps up today's video. So that is all for today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. So please comment down below if you have any experience of using pedalboard, whether it's a real pedalboard with real pedals like today's video, or if it's a digital iPad rig or something like that. Please comment down below and let's have some discussion. Also, if you have any question about today's video, please comment down below as well. And also don't forget to support my small channel by liking this video, sharing this video and subscribing to my channel down below. It will really help me to motivate me to keep making these videos for you. Thank you and goodbye.